Hey kids, what is happening? It is the bonus hour of the happy hour today. Duck Insider is off today and tomorrow. If you are tuning in because you want your Ducks, the reason they're off is they are playing baseball today at 1:45. That will be on 1080 The Fan. If you happen to be listening to this program on the AM signal, what you're going to want to do is switch over to FM 105.1. And listen, I know that this is controversial. You're listening to AM because you don't like it being too stereo. You don't like it sounding too crisp. You kind of like that old school AM feel. I'm sorry. Today, you're going to have to listen to us in that hi-fi. You don't get the lo-fi AM today, at least for the back half of the show. So, there's your warning. Casey Smith with me, as he has been all week. Very excited to have you here, young man. I am not going to pretend that I know all of the players. I'm not going to pretend that I know which teams they play for. There is a women's hockey league. All I know is they are wearing USA across their chest, and they just won the gold medal. What a freaking game. The women of the United States and the women of Canada have met in the hockey final. 7 of the last 8 Olympics. USA gets the victory today in extra time. Sudden death. Somebody named Keller just crosses everybody up. The Canadian defender falling to her heels, as she puts it, I believe 5-hole. I'm just watching her throw her stick up in the air. It was epic, man. Casey, how are you enjoying the Olympics so far?
I'm loving
good
it.
stuff.
I mean, back-to-back days of great finishes in hockey.
Yeah, you had 2 overtime games yesterday with Canada and the U.S. In their semifinals game, so they both make it to the quarterfinal. For men's hockey, we're hoping to get a USA-Canada final as well. They're the 2 favorites, at least. Listen, if Canada doesn't make it, I don't really care so much about that. I don't know why, but in team sports, way more patriotic.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because the individual...
the team nature of it all.
Sure. Yeah. It's just it feels a lot more American to see. I don't know how many 25 gals out there right now wearing the red, white, and blue, holding up the flag, going around the ice. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was all in on Michaela Schifrin just tearing up the slalom course yesterday. She freaking dominated. They said that her win yesterday, so she won by a second and a half in a downhill skiing race doing slalom. I don't know how many people watched it. That is the combined margin of victory for the last 7 slalom finals in the Olympics.
She dominated.
They took the last 7 Olympic finals and they totaled 1.51 seconds. She won by 1.50. Come on. It was great. I know we made jokes about it yesterday, about the 8-year drought that she was on. She had a terrible Olympic in Beijing. And can I tell you my beef with Michaela Schifrin? Did you watch the race?
Yes, I did.
You watched the post game?
No.
She got me crying. She's talking about her dad. The interviewer asked Schifrin what she was saying. So she finished the race. She kind of took a moment at the bottom of the slope. She's looking up and she's saying something. She's like, what were you going through? Whatever. She's like, I'm just talking to my dad. He died in 2020, and he was the one that got her into skiing. So she's talking to him, and it was just so emotional. She was composed, but she was also just very much in the moment. It certainly wasn't anything prepared. So she was talking from the heart. Oh man, it got me going. So I'm all in on the Americans as individuals, but I can get behind just about anybody. I mean, you get somebody just doing something fantastic. We were watching figure skating, my wife and I, last night, and my wife fell in love with the Japanese gal that was skating out there, and I was like, okay, I can get behind this. The American girl did great, but, just greatness is greatness. And in the individual sports, I think that stands out. But you get a team sports, man, give me the U.S. You with me?
I'm with you there, 100%.
Yeah.
I think having just the camaraderie of it all. I think that's just what makes America great, is when you have people around that really all are invested in a singular mission, a singular sport.
Yeah.
I think that's really fun.
Well, and two, for it to be, because this is not a collection of people that play together all the time. So it is kind of a special occasion too. I mean, that's why we all fell in love with the dream team, and you fall in love with these big moments. I've said it many times. I'm trying to get excited about the World Baseball Classic. I told my brother, because he and I are both big Mariners fans. And I go, how are you feeling about the World Baseball Classic? I go, Mariners got 16 players that are playing in it. I go, feels like the USA team's pretty good. His immediate stance, if somebody gets hurt, they're shutting this whole stupid thing down. Like, because you have such an investment in the team. Like I said, for women's hockey, I've never been to a Krakens game. I'm going to go, not this weekend, but next weekend. I'll go to my first Kraken game. I always grew up rooting for the Canucks, but partly because I was a dumb kid, and I was like 7 or 8, and I was like, oh, they're from Vancouver, just like me. And then it turns out, oh, yeah, Canada, you dumb kid.
2 Vancouvers.
Well, hey, listen, when you're a little kid, I also loved the Washington Redskins when I played video game football, because I was like, I'm in Washington. But, again, when you're in the single digits, you're not so bright. You don't know a whole lot about the world. But I don't really have a hockey team in a sense where I'm all in on the Canucks. I'm all in Blazers, Mariners, Seahawks. I've been to enough of those games, and I kind of have that connection to it. Dude, I went up to Canada to catch a Canucks game. It's like $300 just to get into the. I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. I will pass. I went to a Kings game when I was in L.A. It was $14. Yeah, that was great. Went to a San Jose Sharks game. It was like a nickel. It was fantastic. So that I'm in for. But yeah, I will catch my first Kraken game, and I'll do that. I don't think I'm going to jump all in. What I would really like, let's get a Portland team. Have we seen the way that the Northwest and the Western United States have embraced hockey when it moved in? The Vegas Golden Knights did a great job as an expansion team, and I get that it's the entertainment capital of the world. They did a killer job. The Kraken has done just as well about connecting with the city. Portland, I'm just saying.
I mean, we have the Winterhawks, and I had never been to a Winterhawks game just previously until I moved up to Tacoma, and I had a buddy of mine who was the trainer on both the Winterhawks, and then now he's the trainer for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Those games are fun. Those games are just great atmosphere games to be around.
The Thunderbirds chant anytime they score a goal against any team, regardless of the team. You've been there for it. Tell people what it is.
It's been a while since I've been there.
It's Portland sucks.
Yeah.
It does not matter if they're playing against the Tri-Cities or Kamloops or whoever. They score a goal, Portland sucks. That's a good right. We need I-5 rivalries.
Agreed.
We do not have one since the Sonics left in professional sports. We don't have football. We don't have baseball. Let's make it hockey. I can get behind that.
I can get behind that
would
too.
Be a good time.
I think that's a good thing for a Portland fan base too, because it's inside.
You said you had the call of Mikaela Shiffrin's race.
Yes, I do.
Let's do some Olympic moments. Here you go, kids.
Shiffrin hopes it all comes true.
It's hard to avert your eyes from what just happened when you're standing in the start for Mikaela Shiffrin, but the way she skied those early turns is right where she wants to be. Perfect rhythm. Mikaela Shiffrin, again, once she establishes a rhythm, she tends to keep it.
Still almost a second lead over Rost, who is the leader.
Oh, right on that gate. So close.
Increasing the lead. More than a second now for Shiffrin.
Sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is hold back, and right now Shiffrin is racing to open up her lead.
It's all right out in front of her. 2.5 seconds is the lead for Shiffrin. Everything that happened 4 years ago. Shiffrin just get to the line. And golden again at the Olympics.
Absolutely ridiculous. If you have not gone and watched the replay, here's the other thing that you need to know about this race. Right at the beginning of that clip, they go, seeing what had just happened. So the way they do the slalom, you got your first run, and then you go in reverse order of the slowest to the fastest. So Schifrin had the fastest first run, so she's going last. The two racers ahead of her, this gal from Belarus, maybe, like 18-year-old. She's out there first Olympics. She is who Mikaela Shiffrin was 2 Olympics ago. So the 18-year-old, 20-year-old, whatever she was, but she's the youngest competitor. Shiffrin was 18 when she won her first gold. So this gal goes out there, and she gets caught up, and she ends up kind of veering off the course. She caught a ski on a gate and whatever and goes sideways. So she skis off, and she's out. Just does not finish. The next racer is the German racer who is not far behind Shiffrin's first time. Got her ski caught on the first gate. Didn't even make it into the course. Hit the first gate, spun out, and was done. And here's Shiffrin standing there, who was 0 for 4 in the Beijing games, 0 for 6 maybe. You see the videos of her, and they showed it 100 times. But she ended up not finishing the course and just sat in a crouch on her skis and skied down with her knees at her chest. Very sad moment. And she watches both of those things and just goes out and just wipes the floor with the field. It was fantastic.
That's got to be a good feeling.
What are your other favorite Olympic moments so far?
The hockey ones. The 2 hockey ones are.
Well, we got a little ways to go with the men's.
I know we still got a little bit of meat on the bone left, but I'd also say the curling exchange.
All right.
A heated curling exchange is always fun.
Yeah, the sport that doesn't have any juice, all of a sudden getting juice from the argument over whether or not they touched the stone after it crossed the line. Pretty good. I'll tell you, you know what's funny is every year I go, I'm not going to watch any figure skating this year. My wife always puts it on. It's always entertaining, man. I don't know how you do that. Go up and forget the jumps. Like, there's no way that I'm going and doing a single, let alone a triple axel anytime ever, right? When they go into those spins, just some of the moves that they do in between that don't count for any points. Dude, I would die.
I get dizzy watching sometimes.
Yeah, well, and then they start a spin, and then they grab their skate, and as they're spinning, they pull it all the way over there. Dude, the whole thing.
The craziest one for me is when they jump sideways, and their body is pretty much like parallel with the ground. That's the scariest one for me.
Just the entire thing, the athleticism, and then it's just so silly that they're just like, well, they're judging on style as well as form and function. The way they've come up with these rules, they've actually done a pretty good job on TV making it where you can track along and see what the points are. I haven't been absolutely in love with the way that it's all set up within the Peacock app. It's a little tricky to go and jump around. You can go and watch like individual racers or skaters or any of these things, but they don't put it in order. Can I get a proper event recap where I can just go and jump through it and watch in order? We were trying to watch, I guess it was, we did this yesterday, so it would have been the day before's like women's short program or whatever. You hit the first one, and then they go, oh, that's going to put her near the top. And then I go to the second one. It was the last skater, and you missed everything in between. So all the drama just went right out. I'm like, really, Peacock? That's the way you set up the order?
For the men's short program, I think they showed like 5 of them. And then once the American came on, he had his fall. Yeah. And that was the last one we saw.
Well, it's an American broadcast. That I'm okay with. But it is what it is. Hey, we've got a few things to scramble around with in the bonus hour for you. I have never really thought until now that it might be fun, instead of going to all of the Major League Baseball parks, it'd be a lot cheaper to get tickets for all the games. I've got a list of reasons to go and visit every single team's one of their minor league affiliates. So we might have to scrape through that list. I saw somebody send out a list that the NBA is the worst league because it's been so long since teams had championships. So I had to go do a little digging and see how long some of these teams in professional sports have gone without championships. So we'll hit those and more. It is a bonus hour of Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan. Casey Smith is looking for it frantically, but you're listening to the bonus hour of Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan. Very happy to have you with us. We'll do a bonus hour today and tomorrow. We've got some Ducks baseball. So if you're looking for Ducks baseball, that's going to start at 1:45. What you're going to want to do is, if you're on 105.1 The Fan, and you want to hear the baseball, you need to go to 1080 The Fan. That's where it's going to be, so switch over to the AM dial. If you're on AM and you want to keep listening to this, you're going to need to switch to FM. That switch will come up a little bit later in the hour. I don't know if you've spent much time in minor league baseball parks. We're talking about the Winterhawks and the Thunderbirds. When you moved up to Tacoma, you started getting some lower level hockey. You spend much time around minor league baseball?
No, I didn't.
Well, I'll give you my enjoyment of minor league baseball. It goes back to the Portland Beavers games down at what was Civic Stadium. It's now Providence Park, where obviously the Timbers are playing. But I remember as a kid we would go and hit those up. And then I had a really cool thing when I was in Las Vegas. I moved to Las Vegas 21 and was there for 5 or 6 years to do stand-up comedy, but I needed a job because stand-up was not paying the bills right away. So I got a job at Tony Roma's restaurant, a place for ribs. And I worked at a location that sponsored what was then the Area 51s. It was the Dodgers AAA team. And they had the big sign on the outfield, but part of the agreement for the sponsorship was the restaurant got to promote itself for 1 inning of play-by-play. And the general manager would always go and do that. He was a huge baseball fan. He's the one that set up the whole thing. Well, he left. New general manager comes in, and the new guy wanted nothing to do with it. So he let me go and do a half inning of play-by-play. And then I got to be friends with the broadcaster. And for the life of me, I can't remember his name, Russ something. But he was great. And I know that he auditioned for a couple major league teams, but really good dude. And he would let me stick around for the second half of the inning and promote my stand-up. So I used to go, I don't know, to 2 or 3 games a month and hang out and watch minor league baseball. And the 51s were great because you would get a lot of old Dodgers that would show up. The seats that I got were always right behind Tommy Lasorda, and I actually just somehow found in my garage by picking a box and having it fall open, and my Tommy Lasorda bobblehead fell to the ground and broke in half. But I would always go to those. So there was an article on Major League MLB.com that went through a fun fact for every Major League Baseball team's minor league system. So it was one thing from each of the minor league teams. Now, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, but Casey, we'll see which ones grab your attention. But I'm thinking we might need to plan a happy hour road trip, not to hit all the Major League ballparks. Let's go hit all the minor league parks, brother.
I love the sound of that.
Okay. All right. So they put this all in order from the American League East all the way to the National League West. So we'll start with the Blue Jays. Their minor league affiliate is the Vancouver Canadians. They play against the Hillsborough Hops. They have a sushi race at all of their games. So large Japanese population in Vancouver, British Columbia. They have obviously a lot of fresh seafood. In the concourse, multiple places where you can get sushi, and then they race sushi across. That, I think, needs to be our first stop. I think we start in Canada. That sounds pretty good. The Orioles, the Norfolk Tides, their longtime executive, a guy named Dave Rosenfeld, was actually the inspiration for the Simpsons character who was the exec for the minor league baseball team there when they would go and watch that. So he was the inspiration for that. Speaking of inspirations, the Durham Bulls are an affiliate of the Rays. I think everybody knows that Bull Durham is about the Durham Bulls. If you have not seen the movie, you probably should. But the writer and director of that movie, I believe, played for the team, but the team has actually taken inspiration from the movie, so they have a hit bull win streak prop from the movie that they actually turned into an actual thing for the stadium. Good times. Oh boy, this is, I need to pull this up. Sorry, 1 second, my internet just broke, which is always great. So the next one, the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. are the longest name by letter in all of minor league baseball. Congratulations. The affiliate for the Red Sox used to be the Salem Red Sox. They're changing their name this year to the Ridge Yaks. I have no idea what a Ridge Yak is. Dude, I'm all in. You all right? Did you find what you needed?
Well, I got what I needed.
Good man. Good man. All right, so let's go to the American League Central. Guardians Akron Rubber Ducks have retired one number. Care to guess who it is?
Who played in Akron?
Nobody. They retired LeBron James' number. So if you'd like to cue your music.
Which number?
23, which is, let's be honest, like 23 should just be retired as Jordan's number. There are so many guys that use that number. The Royals, one of their affiliates is the Quad City River Bandits. The funny thing about that, the Quad Cities are actually the Quint Cities because there's 5 cities in the Quad Cities. But they have had the name for such a long time.
What?
It's a growing area. And the Quad City River Bandits have not changed their name, but they are now the Quint Cities because there are 5 of them. The longest running affiliation in minor league baseball is the Lakeland Flying Tigers. That is the Tigers affiliate. The St. Paul Saints have an actual certified marathon track around their stadium. Because one of their ushers runs a marathon during every game. He will run around the stadium until he hits 26.2 miles. And he did it so often that the team called up U.S. Track and Field and said, hey, can you come out here and certify this as an authentic marathon track? Minor league baseball is awesome. I might not get through this entire list, and you might not be enjoying it. There is a team in St. Paul where somebody runs around. Yeah. The Stockton Ports are an affiliate of the A's. They are the inspiration for Casey at Bat, the old famous poem, The Mighty Casey.
I always make jokes that I'm named after it.
Well, there you go. So it goes back to the Stockton Ports. In the poem, they're called the Mudville Nine, but they're inspired by Stockton, California. The Everett Aqua Sox, if you go outside of the stadium, there is a marking on the street.
That's a cool name, by the way.
It is. And that, of course, the Mariners affiliate. There is a marking on the street of Ken Griffey Jr.'s first professional home run. Now, interesting note, he was not playing for the Aqua Sox. At the time, the AAA affiliate was the Bellingham Mariners. And then when they played against the Aqua Sox, that's when he hit the home run. And they have it noted out there, a 3-run home run. He ended up hitting 14 with them and then went up very early to join his father with the Mariners. I always liked that one. This is the reason that I even did this list, and maybe we'll keep an eye on the clock. Maybe we'll stop here. The Rangers, one of their affiliates, is the Hub City Spartanburgers. Their stadium burger bar has so many toppings that it offers 9 nonillion possibilities of topping combinations. That is a 1 with 30 zeros behind it. I don't know how many toppings they have.
That
9 nonillion.
That's just everything.
It's all the things.
That's just a grocery store.
So we'll go to the sushi bar in Vancouver for the Canadians, and then we are driving to Spartanburg to check out the Hub City Spartanburgers. And I don't know what I'm putting on that burger, but it's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot.
Because you give me you get
not even going to be able to taste the burger.
Can you put too much on a burger?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah?
If all of it's sliding out by the time that you're getting to the meat part of the burger.
Have you ever eaten at the Pine State Biscuit?
No, I have not.
Ooh, man. The Reggie Deluxe I can't remember even what's on it. It's been a little while since I've had it. But it is like a whole piece of fried chicken, and then it's bacon, and then it's like a whole egg and cheese and gravy and all of those things. And we went there after a round of golf one time, and my buddy was in town visiting from Texas, and he goes and grabs a knife and fork. I go, what are you getting a knife and fork for? And he ordered the same thing. I go, we ordered sandwiches. He was like, yeah, you see that thing? There's no way you can eat that without a knife and fork. I go, I will not only eat it without a knife and fork, I will eat it without a napkin. I go, watch. Down the whole thing. Not even didn't even dirty up my hands.
That's honestly impressive.
Because this thing, you have to be a tactician. You have to be a tactician with these things. If you approach it from the right angle, if everything falls out, that's on you.
Was it a lot of gravy on there too?
Yeah. It's just hitting the plate. I mean, I probably should have used a napkin. I'm not going to pretend that
it wasn't necessary. It just didn't need to happen.
I told him I wouldn't. But you don't knife and fork a sandwich. Like, you ever look at a sandwich and go, I'm too intimidated by that sandwich, I'm going to move on?
I'm not going to lie. My first reaction to this sandwich was, I might need a knife and fork.
9 nonillion combinations that you can put on this hamburger. It's ridiculous. All right, kids, we're listening to a bonus hour of Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan. Right now, a Sports Center update. Should I breeze through the National League, see if it's worth doing that next?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll take a glance at that.
First on the Fan, LaMelo Ball was in the news yesterday after he and his custom Hummer, which has a camouflage wrapping, was in a car wreck in the heart of uptown Charlotte. Ball's front left tire was missing, and video was obtained by WSOC TV in Charlotte, and they later posted a video of Ball entering a Lamborghini before driving away. Police report has not been made available, but it looks like the camouflage just didn't work.
Well, or it worked too well. And let's be honest, you're driving a camouflage car out there. I will pull this out of. In case you missed it. Here's the punchline that I was going to go with. A camouflage Hummer. Can you imagine spending that much money on a car so ugly that you have to paint it camouflage so nobody sees you driving it? Is that good?
I love that.
Yeah. Well, Hummers are pretty dumb looking.
For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of prime time with Isaac and Sue. Weekdays 3 to 7.
All right, lowercase, I'm looking at this National League list. It is not as good, but I think there's one that we can use that's worth getting to at the very end. So this is MLB.com put out a list of every Major League Baseball's affiliate that you should visit and why. Now, there's a scramble of some in here that are just like, Ty Cobb played there. And it's like, okay, cool. but some of them are pretty fantastic. So the Syracuse Mets had a promotion once upon a time where they played a game as the Devices. Do you have any idea what the device they're talking about is? Have you ever seen this one? I've seen this one before. So it's called the Brannick device, and it's a thing that measures your feet when you go to the foot store that you use when you're a kid as your feet keep growing. They played an entire game, brought out a mascot that was the Brannick device because it was invented in Syracuse.
I now know what that thing...
Yeah, the Brannick device. There you go. The Nationals, one of their affiliates, the Rochester Red Wings, retired the number 8,222 to honor the number of shares that the owner sold to the community to keep the team in Rochester. You think the 12s are annoying? Imagine if your team's number is 8,222.
The 822s?
The 8222222s. How about the Phillies, Reading Fighting Phils? They are known for hosting, having two players that hit a ton of home runs. So Ryan Howard hit quite a few home runs when he was down there. His first, he goes up into the majors. He peaked out at 58 home runs. He is not, however, their all-time leading home run hitter in the majors. That would go to Roger Maris. Imagine having both of those guys come through the same ballpark and play for the same team.
That's pretty big.
Pretty epic. Yeah, better than Ty Cobb played there once. The Brewers, Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, had both Alex Rodriguez and David Ortiz start their careers there. That's something.
That's the team that Poppy was on when he competed in the home run derby against Pujols, wasn't it?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'd have to look that up.
Yeah. I'm not 100% certain. The Cubs, the South Bend Cubs, have one of the more unique gift shops and team stores. Their team store is actually built into a historic synagogue. So they're in South Bend. They're like, hey, what are you guys doing with that building? Nothing. They moved in and added their team shop right underneath this beautiful historic chandelier. So if you want to go see something cool,
the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers hosted an event, a home run derby. Who competed? David Ortiz, Ken Griffey Jr., and Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah. This isn't even so much for the guy. The Pirates' Greensboro Grasshoppers were once the home of Derek Jeter, 19 years old. In one season, would you care to guess how many errors the Hall of Fame shortstop committed?
How many games?
Oh, I don't have the number of games here.
I would guess 40.
56 errors in one season. Well, I didn't give you the number of games. So the oldest stadium in minor league baseball is the Daytona Tortugas. This is where Jackie Robinson actually broke the color barrier, and the field is now named after him. So that one's pretty...
That's an important one.
That's pretty valuable. The Diamondbacks, their Vasilla Rawhides, claim that they were cursed by an alligator that the owner had up until 1978, kept in a bathtub, and everybody was so freaked out by the thing that they blamed their 40-year dry spell in the California League on the alligator.
What, was his name Chubbs?
It was not Chubbs, no. That is very good. The reason we put the Flaming Lips on the last one, there are 3 streets that surround the stadium in Oklahoma City. These are named after great Oklahomans. And I need to get all of them so that I've got them. What is going on? Curse of the Alligator, got that. The internet threw me back to the bottom of the page again. Okay, so the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. One side has Johnny Bench Drive. The other side has, along the west side, is Mickey Mantle Drive. That's pretty good. Joe Carter Drive is on the east. And on the north side of the ballpark, Flaming Lips Alley. So they ran out of great base. You've got Joe Carter, Johnny Bench, Mickey Mantle. We're out of baseball players. Let's go with the weirdo psych band, the Flaming Lips. Which street do you take your picture on first? Which sign?
I think I'm taking it on the Flaming Lips side.
Yeah,
first.
but do you go where Johnny Bench meets Flaming Lips, or do you go where Mickey Mantle?
Mickey Mantle.
Or
Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle.
The mantle of Flaming Lips.
That's right. There. That's a pretty good one. All right, just a couple more here. Let's see what we got. The Padres, the Fort Wayne Tin Caps. Do you know who the inspiration is for the Tin Caps?
The
in
Tin Man?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
The Tin Man from Wizard of Oz?
Johnny Appleseed, my friend. Johnny Appleseed, often pictured wearing an aluminum hat. Now, this is the last one that I got. We need to find a copy of this deck of cards. I don't know if we can, but the Spokane Indians are an affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. And once in the 1980s, they released an entire set of cards sponsored by the local shopping mall. And all of the pictures of the team were taken at various stores in the mall. So you've got, like, picture the Tiffany, I Think We're Alone Now video into a deck of baseball playing cards. One of the guys has his hand around a cardboard cutout of Whitney Houston on it. Another guy's at the tobacco shop. I mean, this is just...
I think we're alone now.
That's right. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. It's... Listen for the sound of two hearts beat. Yeah, okay. We could do that. We can do that whole thing. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a wonderful reason for you to go and check out the wonderful minor league baseball parks around the field. Like I said, I loved minor league baseball and going to Civic Stadium to watch the Beavers games. And if you have not seen, we are now the home of the Timbers. If you have not seen the Civic Stadium kits, I'm trying to figure out all this soccer terminology, but the Timbers jerseys that are inspired by the 1926 Civic Stadium. This is the 100-year anniversary of that stadium. Those are pretty sweet.
I just realized I think I've played at the Spokane Indians.
Oh, did you?
Ballpark. Yeah, when I played Legion right after I graduated high school.
Dude, where did you go to high school?
I went to Lake Ridge.
Oh, and then you went out to Spokane for a Legion tournament?
Yeah, because
nice.
I think we just did a Northwest, traveled from all over here, Idaho Falls, Montana. Yeah. Did everything.
I loved American Legion baseball. It's just about as much fun as you can have.
It's the best.
We didn't travel too much, but I also dipped out of baseball. So I didn't play after my senior year. Actually, I didn't play my senior year. I ended up getting an internship and a chance to work on a couple TV shows. So I was like, I'm probably not going to play pro baseball.
Do that.
Yeah, I definitely did that. But yeah, traveling around with American Legion throughout the entire summer was just about as much fun as you could ever have.
Yeah, the Sprinter van travels. It's pretty fun.
Absolutely love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for the Ducks baseball game, that is going to be on 1080 The Fan. So if you're listening to The Fan right now, two signals, AM, FM. You need to switch over to AM. If you're listening on AM to the bonus hour and want to listen to the regular happy hour and you're on AM, you need to switch to FM. We're going to make that switch here in just a moment. What are we doing next, young man? I'm caught up in all of my things here. We are... Ooh. Do you know what teams have the longest droughts in pro sports?
Charlotte Hornets?
We'll take a look at that next. You're listening to Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
Good
pulling tracks from Frog Stomp, Silverchair, the Australian Nirvana. Remember when this album came out, people were so excited about it because the guy looked like Kurt Cobain a little bit. Oh, yeah! It goes way back. All right, so this next thing we're going to talk about. There was a lot of griping on. I'm on this Blazers text group. I do not comment on this Blazers text group, but when I got the radio show, Sinner and Saint, 11, 12 years ago almost, my buddy's like, "Oh, you got to be in our text group, man. You got to see. Oh, it's such a good Blazer." I commented on it one time, and I'm just like, I can't do it. But I've never dipped off of there because it's nice to see how fans feel about it. So somebody made the comment and posted a graphic that showed how long it's been since each team has won an NBA championship. So I was looking at this, and the point that somebody tried to make, they're like, how can you really say that this league is competitive if there's 10 teams that haven't won a championship since the 70s?
Because that leaves 20 teams up.
Well, but I mean, there's a lot of teams that haven't won in 30 years. And it's
two-thirds of the league have been competing for championships. Can you say the same about any other league?
Well, yeah, I can. So that was exactly my thought. I go, well, it's been a long time since a lot of teams won a championship. So what I did was I took a little time and I put together your 4 major sports to see how long it has been since teams have made it or not made it to, or played for or not played for. Because there's a lot of different elements to this. Like I'll put this list, order it up. So let's just go. The professional sports team with the longest championship drought, I will tell you this is not in the NBA. So I put it in so it goes from their founding. Like the Mariners have never won a World Series, but this will be their 50th season. So they are not on top of that list. There's quite a few teams that have a longer than 50-year drought. So out of all 4 major sports, it is not the NBA. Can you tell me who has the longest drought?
Is it the Arizona Cardinals?
It's the Arizona Cardinals. I saw you look at your computer, and if anybody's on YouTube and wants to verify he definitely cheated at that, I'm proud of you because you got it right. This reminds me of the game show that I would like to host on television. It's called Googler, and you don't have to know anything, you just have to be fast at doing it. I feel like young people are going to dominate this. First round,
I love that.
First round, you get a keyboard. Second round, you get a tablet. Third round, just on your phone. That's how we're doing it.
I really like that.
Okay, all right. I think I'd be a good game show host.
I think so, too.
All right. And just try to make it hard. Listen, we'll take on AI. I'm not afraid of that. You have to get the answer we're looking for using your computer. Go.
Yeah,
it's just going to be some girl named Becky. It's the back. Oh, my God. That's not easy. She wasn't even looking at the screen, just dominating.
I mean, that's essentially just beat Shazam, but you're beating Google.
Yeah, let's go. All right. So, yes, Arizona Cardinals. 78 years since the Cardinals have won a championship. They won the 1947 NFL championship. So at least they got one under their belts. At that point, I think that they were in St. Louis or Chicago. Chicago, I think. I don't have all the notes on it. Doesn't matter. The second longest drought, also not the NBA. It is the Cleveland Guardians. They're at 77 years. Your first entry on this list is the Kings. The Kings are at 74 years. Then it goes back to the NFL, 68 years for the Lions. They won the 1957 NFL championship pre-Super Bowl, but they did win a championship. They were actually really good in the 50s. But you know what else was a cool place to be in the 50s? Detroit. It was awesome with the auto boom and everything that was going on. There's a great book that I read. It was called Once a Great City. Dude, Detroit was, no pun intended, the engine that drove
the
this.
Motor City.
It was the labor union controlled elections. If you were trying to run for office, that's where you went. It was pristine. The middle class was growing. It was black. It was white. It was where the reason Motown was so popular and so successful. Black families moved up from the South, got a job in the auto industry, made more than a living wage, and they said that one of the first signs that you were doing well was you bought a piano. Everybody bought it from the same store, moved it into their living room. Barry Gordy goes, hey, I'm going to start a little music label. Every receptionist that he had, every person that worked in the mailroom, every single person that worked there grew up with a piano in their living room. And when he goes, hey, we need somebody to do backup tracks, and they grab the girl off the phones and she comes in and she's freaking Diana Ross, you think Motown's not going to be successful? Come on. Anyways, I digress. Then you go to the Atlanta Hawks. They won the 1961 championship. And they only won that because Bill Russell hurt his foot and missed Game 7. Otherwise, they would not have won that championship. And then the next, what league has the most parity, would you say, young man?
In terms of
people, everybody has a chance to win.
I'd probably say baseball.
Okay. A lot of people say the NFL has a lot of parity.
I feel like I don't know. NFL goes through kind of the dynasty run where you have teams that are really good for 5 years, 5 to 10 years, and then they drop off the map once those players are gone.
If you are upset with the lack of parity in the NBA, number 6 through 10 are all the NFL. Tennessee Titans, also the Houston Oilers, the Chargers, the Browns, the Buffalo Bills, the Atlanta Falcons, all with nearly 60 years and no championships. The Toronto Maple Leafs are the first NHL team to fall into this category, which, ouch, being one of the original teams and have not won a championship since 1967. That's brutal. Then 2 more NFL teams, the Jets and the Bengals. Then you get to the Suns, the Vikings, the Brewers, the Padres, the Buffalo Sabres, the Vancouver Canucks. So if you're worried about the NBA not having enough parity, listen, I realize that it is not easy to win a championship in the NBA, but guess what, dude? It's not easy to win in any of these leagues. There were more teams in the NBA that had not represented their franchise in a championship prior to this year than any other league. But here's the other thing that just caught them up is hockey keeps adding teams. So not having a championship for the the Seattle Kraken, not having a championship for the Utah Mammoth, not having a championship for the newer teams has added to that list. So now there's as many teams in the NHL that don't have championships as there are in the NBA. But there are a lot of teams that have not made it to a championship, even a series in the NBA. That's where they kind of win in this. I wish everybody can compete. Baseball's got the fewest. They've got one team. I don't think I need to tell you who it is. The one team that has never played for a World. So I get a little emotional.
That's tough.
They were a game away. Dude. We got real close. Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about it when you watch the NBA? As a Blazers fan, you've got 1977 hanging out there. That's your championship. You went to 2 late 80s, early 90s, and haven't been back since. You've made it to the Western Conference Finals a couple times in there, but haven't been to a championship.
Steph Curry.
Well, you ran into Kobe and Shaq one time. We can go and relive all of the things. The Blazers fans are not alone in feeling like it is very difficult to win a championship. If anybody has dynasties compared to the NFL, it is the NBA. There's a lot of teams that go to a finals and then make it back the next year. Even if they lose, they're more likely to make it back. In the NFL, if you lose that Super Bowl, it's pretty good history that you're going to have a bad year the next year. Every once in a while that gets disrupted. In the NBA, it's certainly a lot less. Unless Chris Paul's on your team, then you make it far and then you just fall off the
unless
map.
We're talking Bill Russell era.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of championships belong to the Celtics and the Lakers. So that's, it is weighed a lot by the 60s and the 50s and 60s where they went and won absolutely everything. But it's hard to win championships, man. I know that you're sad about it. I know you'd like to complain about it. And you'd like to blame the league. And you'd like to blame the owner. And you'd like to blame everybody else. But it's just hard. I heard the Sunrise guys talking about this morning. Seattle Seahawks are up for sale. Jody Allen and the Allen Trust and the Vulcans and everybody are selling the Seattle Seahawks. They just won a Super Bowl. They did it by sticking with their guys. John Schneider has been the architect of this team since he came in 2010 and stuck around with Pete Carroll. And then when they let Pete go, they kept him on. He's the first guy ever to win with an entirely new roster, new coaching staff, and win 2 championships. So being loyal to him. But out the other side of the mouth, they're like, and the real problem is they moved on too quickly from the guys that were good and stuck with Neil O'Shea too long. Somebody that manipulated everybody and did this. So you made a wrong choice. If John Schneider ended up getting fired for a toxic work environment, you kept him around for 10 years, the Seahawks would be in the same spot that the Blazers are in right now. You had a guy that you thought you could trust, and guess what? You couldn't. You were wrong. It happens. But the Seahawks did move on very quickly from John Mora Jr. They went, not the right guy, or Jim Mora Jr., sorry, Jim Mora. He came in for 1 year between Holmgren and Pete Carroll, and they're like, this ain't going to work. And they moved on very quickly. So it's not that they did everything right, and I certainly don't want to be the person that defends Jody Allen or the Vulcans or Paul. To be quite honest, I don't know. But what I do know, Seattle has been great, and the Portland Trail Blazers have not. But I think
two different sides of the coin.
But you're telling me that they had wildly different philosophies? We found a guy that we think we like. We think he's going to get us there. I know that it didn't go well, but they did make it to a Western Conference Finals with Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum and Nurkic. And they thought they were probably building something. And it's pretty easy to fool yourself into thinking that your guys are the guys that are going to win it, and it doesn't always work that way.
Yeah, you kind of start smelling your own farts a little bit too much.
Sure. Well, but I don't think that they had dramatically different philosophies. Let's bring in people we trust and do it. You trust the wrong person, you're going to get burnt, and it's going to look really ugly. And since Neil Olshey has left, they have not figured out how to get back to where they were, which was in the playoffs every year. Seattle has 2 Super Bowls. The Seahawks won, went back to another one, but they were that team that was, we'll probably make the playoffs every year for a long stretch. And they didn't get rid of John Schneider when they did that, and obviously it paid off. They ended up getting rid of Pete Carroll, but he was around probably 3 or 4 years too long.
Well, especially think of it during the Drew Lock era, where Drew Lock's your starting quarterback, and you're having to make decisions on where your organization is even trying to go.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it just clicks.
I put this list together of all 4 major sports teams, and there's a lot of fan bases that are feeling just as bad or worse than being a Portland Trail Blazers fan. I know it's tough, but hey, stick with it. If you're looking for Ducks baseball, flip over to 1080 The Fan. That is the AM signal. If you want to stick with us for our true hour of happy hour, stay right here on 105.1 The Fan. We will get into our normal hour next. This is 105.1 and The Fan Sports Network.
Dusty,
George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. A Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the U.S. Olympics women's hockey team just faced off against Canada for the gold medal game and walked away victorious after an overtime goal. That's, again, a big victory there for the U.S. Some more Olympics for you as the women's freestyle free ski qualifier on the halfpipe is coming up later this afternoon. Later on, we'll get the best of curling around 2 p.m., leading us into re-airs of this morning's coverage if you missed any. Over to the NFL as longtime Browns offensive lineman Wyatt Teller said goodbye to the city of Cleveland in an Instagram post on Wednesday, letting the team know he won't be making a return to the Browns in 2026. Teller, at age 31, has been named to 3 Pro Bowls and 3 All-Pro teams in 7 seasons. Some more NFL news for you as Eagles right tackle Lane Johnson confirmed to ESPN that he will be
Oregon, not just today, but for the entire 4-game series.
Yeah, with a Thursday game, it's almost like an abbreviated midweek, a little bit less so than what a doubleheader Saturday looked like last week. So seeing an arm that didn't start for Youngstown State, getting into their bullpen early, hitting them early in the series in that bullpen, I think will be key for Oregon. There's not really anything I want to see different than the opening series because the Ducks were so disciplined. Build consistency and prove that you can not only do it over the course of one weekend, but you can carry it into the next.
Do what you've been doing. Those are your keys to the game.
Hey, happy Thursday, all you beautiful radio listeners. If you joined us for the bonus hour, thank you. If you're catching a little bit of interference from Ducks baseball, our apologies. I don't want to blame anybody for technical issues, so I won't, except for it's 100% Casey Smith's fault. He's doing it on purpose. He's a big jerk.
I'll just wear all the punches today.
No, we're trying our best. A little technical difficulty. If you're looking for the Ducks baseball broadcast, that is going to be on 1080 AM. As far as I know, they are not being interrupted by us, but we have had a little challenge with the baseball game jumping through. So if it does, hey, just stick with us. We are working on it. We've got people scrambling around that are way smarter than both Casey and I. So hope we'll get that resolved as quickly as we can. If you're watching us on the YouTube, we got to get your hand signal. There you go. You're welcome. If you're on YouTube, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening on the radio through 105.1 FM, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, odyssey.com, through your smart speaker. Use the text line. It's 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this, dear listeners. Have you ever screwed up and called a girl a boy or a boy a girl? You ever do the, excuse me, sir? Oh, I mean, have you ever pull one of those, Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is an embarrassing moment. Now,
it's a tough one.
If I had to ask you for a female movie star that you would think would never run into that problem in her entire life, certainly as an adult woman, who would you guess?
Allie Larder.
Ooh. Good pick. I kind of like that little Landman. I didn't read. No, everybody, you gotta watch Landman. Billy Bob Thornton. Ooh. I don't know.
No, we're watching for a reason.
Okay. I'm with you there. What do you think the chances that somebody would walk up to Margot Robbie and mistake her for a small man?
Tough mix up.
Yeah,
That's
tough one. In fairness, they were not walking up to her. Apparently, Margot Robbie grew up in Australia absolutely loving the Mighty Ducks. So she loved the Mighty Ducks so much that objective number one when she got to America was to learn how to play ice hockey. And she played in a co-ed rec league, and she said all the time guys would mistake her for a small man, and they would not only call her, hey, dude, or whatever it was, they would light up this little dude, too. So she went out, played ice hockey, was mistaken for a smallish man, and then the big guys would go out and just try to light her up. How fantastic.
I'm finding that so hard to believe.
Hey, she's telling the story. I don't have any reason to distrust Margot Robbie. She's never lied to me. So if she's telling the story, I'm taking it as fact.
She has never lied to me.
There you go. I'm taking it as fact. Hey, kids, guess what? Fan Madness is back. Join the Fan Thursday, March 19th and Friday, March 20th for the two most exciting days of basketball, ever, in the entire calendar, all year at Tom's Watch Bar in the A-Lene Casino Resort in Ridgefield. Dirt and Sprague, the firm of Harris Meringue. Oh, look at that. Happy hour with Luke Anderson's going to be out there. Isaac and Suk, Primetime, will be out there as well. So do this. Don't miss a minute of the action. Play hooky with the Fan for Fan Madness, brought to you by A-Lene and Window Nation, March 19th and 20th at the A-Lene Casino Resort. If you caught the bonus hour, I got real irritated by Blazers fans. Oh, the NBA is not fair. It's so hard for teams. It's hard to win championships in anything. Ask Team Canada's women's hockey team if it's easy to win a championship.
Ooh.
You can lead for 58 minutes of a hockey game, and guess what happens at the end? The USA comes in, gets a goal with 2 minutes left. You go to overtime, and boom, they win the whole thing. Here's a gold medal. Oh, guess what? We do the medal ceremony right now where you're still crying, so you get to be on international television crying your little eyes out because you just got beat up. Take that, America. Not easy to win, I guess is my point. Sorry, I might have got a little carried away there. But
that was nice. That felt like it was necessary.
I do what I can. USA Today has let us know that the parity in the NBA is real. How many times have you looked at the NBA standings and thought that there's a possibility that 9 different teams could win a championship? Well, according to USA Today, here are the 9 teams that are most likely to win an NBA championship this year. Why they stopped at 9? Number 10 and 11 don't have a chance. Number 1, Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay, yeah, they're the defending champs. They've been great all year. They're the number 1 seed in the West. They're the number 1 seed overall. Got it.
Makes sense.
Number 2, they're telling me it's the Denver Nuggets. Do they play any defense? No. Do they have the best player in the world? Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Number 3, Minnesota Timberwolves. They've gotten close. They've run out of steam a couple times. They've got the All-Star Game MVP, which means so much.
It means everything.
It's the only thing.
It's the only thing.
It's the only thing that matters. Your number 4 team, New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, everybody else that ever played for Villanova. They've always got a chance because they've got a couple stars on that team, and they have Jalen Brunson. I was going to say they. Karl Anthony Towns hasn't done this. In his career, Jalen Brunson gets way better when the playoffs get around, and he is must-watch television. Number 5, San Antonio Spurs. I don't know if you know this. They're pretty good. They've got a guy, Victor Wembanyama.
He's
really good. He's real good. I mean, he can put up big numbers in the All-Star game, but he can't win like the MVP. The only thing I'm basing any of this on. Number 6, Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons went from worst to first in a pretty quick progression. They're sitting atop the East right now, but they are still number 6. The funny thing is they have them behind an East team, and they actually play this weekend. So you get some Knicks Pistons, I believe, will be on our pick'em at 2:30 when we play Take Your Pick. Number 7, Cleveland Cavaliers. Slow start, but they went and got big, fat James Harden, so watch out for them. Boston Celtics. They may get Jason Tatum back sooner than later. And number 9, you had Kevin Durant to a talented young roster, and the Rockets are number 9. You will notice 2 teams omitted from there. Los Angeles Lakers are one of them. Yeah, more importantly, the Blazers. They don't think the Blazers can win it this year? What are we talking about?
I mean, if you're going to throw Houston in there.
I know, why not? Yeah, get your old superstar and go out there. I pulled up an independent, this one's actually on NBA.com because I couldn't find a power ranking done by those folks. But the power rankings on NBA.com have the Suns and Lakers as number 10 and 11. Guess who's climbing up the power rankings? Last week they were 20. This week, 19. Your Portland Trailblazers. They got a little ways to go. They stay healthy. Easiest schedule in the back half of the season.
I think it's really easy to forget how dominating of a player Damian Lillard is. This team is 500 without Dame. This team with Dame is scary. Is that just me?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
You know what? I won't say that's not. You're not getting a 28-year-old Dame coming back. You're getting a 35-year-old coming off an Achilles Dame. If he gets back to what he was, yes, please. I'm going to need to see it first. Hobbling around a shoot-'em-up course on the three-point contest.
With sweatpants on.
Ain't doing it for me. But if he comes back, because he has to be able to get to the rim. That's the thing that made him so good, was his ability to get to the rim and shoot from anywhere. If you can just shoot from anywhere, dude, I'll pick him up at half court.
Yeah, it's because then guards are forcing to play deep in the hole so they don't get by.
All the things. All right, let's do some In Case You Missed It, shall we? All right, kids, in case you missed it, NCAA President Charlie Baker's comments about wanting to expand the March Madness tournament field have been met with severe backlash from college basketball fans. Really? Who cares if they add more games? Nobody is making you watch. Nobody is making you go. And guess what, bro? You were never going to fill in a perfect bracket with 68 teams. Shut up. No? Oh, there we go. Thought you didn't like that one. Here's my impression of every college sports fan. Ready? Stop ruining the sanctity of the game. Keep things the way they've always been since 2011. They expanded the field it's been 15 years. It hasn't been 115 years. Don't break up the Pac-12. It's been the Pac-12 since 2011. Shut up. All they change in college sports is everything all the time. They didn't start it in 1842 and keep it the same. Back then, Harvard was good. In the 40s, Army and Navy were good. It's constantly changing. Shut up with the sanctity of college.
This is what happens when you get Luke to talk college sports.
Happy to do it for you. You're welcome. In case you got fired up on that one, I was not expecting that.
Loved it.
It's that bonus hour, man. It gets me all warmed up for this, and it just we're yelling at people. In case you missed it, Phoenix Suns owners Matt Ishbia took to social media to blast NBA tanking, calling it a disgrace and losing behavior done by losers. Yes! Preach, Matt. I am 100% with you. Also, quick note, I also don't have control of any of my first-round picks until 2032 either, so... Just because you're doing the opposite and still losing? Come on, man. Speaking of tanking, in case you missed it, the Sacramento Kings announced that Zach LaVine and Domantas Sabonis are both out for the rest of the year after undergoing surgeries on Wednesdays. The press release ended on a positive note. They said the surgeries for LaVine's finger and Sabonis' knee went great. This according to lead surgeon Tanky Tankerson. So I appreciate Dr. Tankerson. He's among the best. Also, if you need to get out of a practice, he'll write you a fake sick note, which is he's the best. So stupid. In case you missed it, Cooper Flagg's Dallas Mavericks rookie debut jersey sold at auction for $1 million, setting a new all-time record for NBA auctions. The previous record was held by Victor Wembanyama at $762,000. So apparently, if I've got my math right, that means that the Great White Hope tax is currently 24%. Does that sound about... No? Definitely a white guy bought that jersey. No? Are we allowed to say that? Okay, no. In case you missed it, the newly acquired Warriors big man, Kristaps Porzingis, is already kissing up to Draymond Green, saying he loves his energy. It's a wise move. Porzingis cannot afford to take the same risk as Jordan Poole. Getting knocked out at 7'3" isn't just a concussion. It's a terminal velocity for a unicorn of his size. No? I really like this guy. No?
Chill, man, chill.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. And my final one was the should I do the Hummer joke again?
Run it again.
All right. Finally, in case you missed it, Hornets point guard LaMelo Ball is playing tonight just one day after a two-car collision in his custom camo Hummer. He lost a tire, hopped into a trailing Lambo, and drove away. I'm sorry, did you say camouflage Hummer? Can you imagine buying a car that's so dumb looking that you actually have to make it camouflage so nobody sees you in it? There you go. All right. Listen, kids, at 2:30, we're playing Take Your Pick. This is the first All-NBA edition, and I hate to say it, I looked through the scores for upcoming games this weekend. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them aren't, but some of them are pretty good. So go on to the fan socials and find the link to Take Your Pick and play along with us at 2:30. We'll get you all ready for the NBA weekend. Big signing. A Mariner from last season is coming back. What a huge deal. The Seattle Seahawks have a run game coordinator. The Bears are leaving Chicago. So much to get to in the Daily Buzz. We do it next. This is Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
And Cooney scores because that is maybe the closest thing to a home
All right, kids, welcome into the Buzz. I am told that we've got the issues where you're not going to get baseball during your breaks, but we'll keep an eye on it. Casey has no idea what he's doing back there. But, now my drops aren't playing. Let's try again. Oh, there it is. Any Mariners fans out there, any Mariners haters out there that were worried that the backup catcher position was going to be a problem for the Seattle Mariners this season, guess who they just signed back to the roster on a minor league deal? Not a $12 million deal. A minor league deal. Mitch Garver is back, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Seattle Mariners. That was the missing piece. If you thought you were close, you were just missing somebody that hit 209 with 9 home runs in 87 games last year. He's back! He's back. What that means for this season, who knows? He did hit better against lefties, 233, so you got a little something there. And he came up with a big hit, at least one in the postseason that I can picture in my head. So that was something. You got rid of Harry Ford. You went and got Jose Ferrer for Harry Ford. So getting Mitch Garver back actually seemed like a pretty good idea to me, and you're paying him a whole lot less money than what you were paying him last year, so congrats.
The Buzz.
Ooh, the evaluations are in for the Seattle Seahawks possible sale. $7 to $8 million is the projections for it, though some are speculating that it could be as much as $10 billion. Did I say 7 to 8 million? 7 to 8 billion is the projection, with some speculating it could be as much or more than $10 billion, breaking the Lakers record for the highest sold franchise in U.S. history. I mean, this is a team that just won the Super Bowl, has a young coach, seems to have all the pieces in place. The other thing that was reported, apparently the NFL just has a secret list sitting out there somewhere that has the name of all the people they want to be owners. And they just go through that list and go, all right, let's just go through the bidding process. Only so many of these things, 32 NFL teams, only so many professional sports franchises on the North American continent. So if you want one, why wouldn't you have a list? So it makes total sense to me. Just hope it's somebody that cares as much about the city and the team as they do the profit line. I would think that the NFL is smart enough to vet as well as they possibly can. And we talked about this yesterday, but the Allen Trust putting all the proceeds that they make from this sale to philanthropic endeavors is pretty awesome in my book.
The Buzz.
Seahawks have also added a run game coordinator. They moved Justin Otten from assistant offensive line coach to the new run game coordinator. So just some pieces moving around on the coaching staff. Sounds like they are starting to get things a little more dialed in there.
The Buzz.
Okay, this one's weird. Have you ever been to Soldier Field in Chicago or been to the city of Chicago?
No, I have not.
Okay, it's super weird. You've probably seen it on television. Old Soldier Field is this giant concrete circle. It was used for every sort of event. I think it goes all the way back to gladiator fights. I don't know the full history, but it was a huge multi-use stadium that was way too big to play football. So what they did was they built a football stadium inside Old Soldier Field. It is so bizarre. There's a lot of disputes there. This just happened to work out that I went to a Bears game when they bought the property at Arlington Park, Arlington Heights, whatever it is, this old horse race track, and they were looking at that as the possible place. I believe it's a northwestern suburb of Chicago, and people were upset about it then. Well, Indiana has just made a bold move to make sure that they are in the running for the new Chicago Bears stadium. They passed a bill that is going to help them build in Northwest Indiana. So lawmakers unanimously passed a bill paving the way for a $2 billion dome stadium. The Bears were seeking an estimated $850 million in public funding and infrastructure projects to build the stadium. So it's looking more and more likely that your Chicago Bears will be out of state, sitting in Indiana. So this one, just worth keeping an eye on. It's absolutely bizarre. The fact that the city of Chicago can't figure out a way to keep a heritage site populated with enough activities that are going on and figure out where to put your football team to keep them in the city, especially when it feels like so many new stadiums are being built in entertainment districts in and around a city. This one seems really, really bizarre to me, but politics in Chicago, I don't know if you know this, not really easy to negotiate. Philadelphia Eagles getting some good news. They're soon to be, well, not as soon to be, Hall of Fame left guard will be, right tackle. When I say left guard, what's wrong with my brain? Right tackle Lane Johnson will be coming back for a 14th season. He dealt with a Liz Frank injury last season, but apparently is recovering just fine and plans to rejoin the Eagles for the 2026-27 season. We're just going to do a couple more here. Jordan Stolz. He couldn't do it. He was going for 4 gold medals in speed skating. He's going to have to settle for maybe 3. He's already got 2, but in the 1,500 meter, he only got a silver. It's so disappointing. And listen, you're 21 years old. You've been working at this for, a handful of years. I mean, go out and just have such a disappointing Olympic where you only have 2 gold medals after 3 events and 1 silver. I'm going to need you to be better, bud. Come on. And finally, have you been to Hawaii, young man? You said no on Chicago.
I've been to Hawaii, but I was very little. My brothers will remember. I don't have any memories.
Hawaiian lawmakers are debating a bill right now that would allow residents to take out feral chickens. So anybody that has been to Hawaii knows that there are feral chickens most places. If you've ever stayed with somebody that lives on the island and you're not at one of the resorts, you also know that said feral chickens can get very loud any time of night, are happy to damage property whenever they want to. So they are right now looking at it. Honolulu caught over 1,300 chickens last year through a series of traps. They say that there is a surge by 51% of complaints about chickens. The argument against taking them out is the birds were brought by early Polynesian voyagers, so they're not native to the islands, but they were brought there by very early voyagers. So as early as the islands were settled, that's how long the chickens have been there. So there's your argument. And no, it does not say tourists get to kill chickens. So regardless of how excited you got when I said you could go to Hawaii and start taking out chickens, residents, they're looking for residents being able to do that. Every time I go there, we've got a friend that lives in Kihei, which is on Maui. And she lives a little off the beaten path, but there are neighbors that have like giant roosters in cages. Every time I see them, I'm like, there's a 0% chance that they're not cockfighting somewhere in this neighborhood. Every time I get there. So I'm sure that the monitoring of this rule that keeps you from killing chickens right now, probably not super enforced. But putting it on the books does make a big change. With that, let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed.
This sports update is brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for a DUI, you need a team of attorneys that you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today, online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, on this day in music history, February 19th, 2004, the estate of Johnny Cash blocked the attempt by advertisers to use his hit song, Ring of Fire, to promote hemorrhoid relief products.
Oh, I love that. Okay, can I tell you a story that I heard just yesterday? And I don't know how I happened upon this story. It was told by Jack White, and he's somehow talking about the Beatles. And I looked it up to see if it was true. You know, what was the space probe? Was it the Voyager space probe that they shot out into space that had the gold album on it? Carl Sagan and his team put together this solid gold disc, so like a vinyl record, only made out of gold so it would be more durable. Shot it into space, so if intelligent life were ever to collect said space capsule, they could figure out with very rudimentary instructions how to play this music and get an idea of what music sounds like on Earth. EMI Records did not allow the Beatles to go because they were worried about royalties. They literally shot this into space with no destination, just sent it out to be free floating in space, and the Beatles are not on that record because they were worried about how they get paid for it.
Wow.
How about that?
For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Dominic Hellman's celebration in the dugout as he was saying, throw to first!
Man.
Thank you. I'm a genius. All right, it's not Monday. It's also not baseball. So, wins win.
We're working with what we're working with.
It's all that you can do. So it's Take Your Pick. Go on to the fan socials, find the Take Your Pick link. We do it every Thursday. We're trying to get to 1 million participants in it. I think last week we had 17. Just a few more to go. One of our participants, Eric Olson, was going to join us today, but he's having a little bit of a health scare. So if you're listening, Eric, we are sending good vibes your direction. So hope everything feels better, gets better, and ends up not being a big deal. But we'll be thinking about you as we do this. Do you have your Take Your Pick sheet up, Mr. Smith? Are you ready to go through the weekend that is coming down the pike in the NBA?
I am now.
All right, let's do it. So here's what I did. I tried to find the most competitive games that I possibly could, and the first one was so easy. Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea who's going to win? Who's going to be able to eke out the victory? Who's going to try to win? Who's going to try to lose? Pacers at Wizards? What are you thinking? What are you feeling on Pacers Wizards, young man?
I think I'll take the Pacers.
All right. Well, get a little road team going. Just because you said that, I'm going to take the Wizards. Right. I wonder if there's a way that we can find out later on. Honestly, a good matchup. Actually, what I'm kind of excited to see, we went through the top 9 teams that USA Today put out that could win a championship. They have the Knicks ahead of the Pistons as a threat to win out of the East. You have Knicks-Pistons this weekend. This is a 1 seed versus a 3 seed. I have watched the Pistons play as much as I've watched the Knicks. The Knicks are a better version of what they were last year with Karl-Anthony Towns. I think they figured out a way to make that work. I kind of like the veteran leadership. I like the Pistons and what they got. They got the youth. They go fast. They play good defense. I'm going to go with the Knicks in this game.
I'm going to take the Pistons.
All right.
I like Cade Cunningham. I think he's going to be a star.
I think he already is.
I think he's going to be a future MVP.
Pretty damn good. A spicy Southwest showdown for you. The Suns at Spurs. I think the Spurs are a team on a mission. I think Matt Ishbia going out there and bragging about how much of a winner he is when everybody else is losers is something that I need to pick against anyways. But I believe in the Spurs. So I will take the Spurs in that one, young man. Sam?
Yeah, I can't vote against Wembanyama.
My good friend, Wembanyama.
I'm going to skip one there because I don't really care about that game as much. We had to put enough in there to make things interesting. I'm going to skip the next one as well. How about this? So rematch, back-to-back nights, Pacers, Wizards. How much do you think it costs to get into these games? Can you get a 2-for-1? Just bring your ticket from Thursday night and bring it out.
Just scan it twice.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I don't know what to do with that. The Grizzlies are playing the Jazz this weekend. It's on there, not because I want to talk about it. They're literally trying to tank as hard as they can. 2 of those 4 teams have already been fined for tanking. I can't imagine that fines aren't coming right down the way. What we do have this weekend is on Friday night, the Battle of L.A. Clippers kind of offloaded some guys at the trade deadline. Lakers, LeBron already said that they're not a championship caliber team. I don't think he really believes that. I think he's just trying to temper expectations. I know Los Angeles Lakers fans can get crazy. I expect them to go out and make short work of the Clippers. This is where the Clippers start trending down. This is where Kawhi Leonard stops showing up to games. And I think the Lakers, if they want to make a real run, got to take it serious right now. Luka showed up to the All-Star game just to give a little tip of the cap to everybody. He didn't try. He was resting. He's ready to go. That's what I'm guessing.
I think you hit that right on the nail.
All right. You're with me on that. All right. Blazers hosting the Nuggets. Not an easy game. Never easy to play against Jokic. You have to figure out a lot of different ways to try to stop him. Donovan Clingan is starting to round into a full-fledged NBA player with a great defensive prowess. He's a good rebounder. He's going to get in there. Is he good enough to disrupt Jokic? Probably not. But Blazers have been pointed out multiple times on this station and elsewhere, easiest schedule the rest of the way. The last 30 games are as easy as anybody's. This would be a really nice win to get things going.
I think this will be a big momentum swing for, again, like you're saying, to get things going. If you win this one, you start carrying over
100%.
the
now,
other weeks.
Do I think they can do it? No, I do not. I will take the Nuggets in this one. I would like to see them win, but I'm trying to win this thing. I picked with my heart during the entire NFL season. It led my Seahawks to win a Super Bowl, I realized, but I didn't win a single week of that. I'm trying to win this stupid pick'em. We're going to be in baseball season soon. I'm trying to win it. Let's go. All right, the 2 7 seeds are going to match up. Suns hosting the Magic. Who do you believe in there?
I think I'm going to take Paolo Banchero.
Yeah?
I think I'm going to take the Magic.
All right, well, I think this makes it easy for me. I'm just going to pick against you. I will take the Suns in that one. I've got the Rockets, Knicks in there. You can pick what you like. Cavaliers taking on the Thunder. Decide what you want to do there. In a back-to-back, Nuggets going to Warriors. Do you like the Kristaps Porzingis addition? You think that makes up for losing Jimmy Butler?
I don't think it makes up for losing Jimmy, but I do think it helps their depth and just helps them in general because they got rid of Kuminga and they needed a big guy. And
what was the whole Kuminga story? Was his entourage eating too many snacks from the Warriors' break room? Was that really the big issue? So bizarre.
I'm guessing that it was a lot more off the court.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the Nuggets over the Warriors in that one. We've got Lakers Celtics, which is just always a fun matchup when you see those two uniforms go out there on the pick'em. I call this not Magic versus not Bird. Because let's be honest, that's all it really is. You get Sixers Wolves, who are both right now the 2 6 seeds. Do either of them scare you in the playoffs?
The Wolves,
yeah,
just because Ant Edwards could turn it on and become a game stopper out of nowhere.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, he cares enough to play defense. He's athletic enough to stop anybody too. When he goes above the rim to block a shot, it's almost as exciting as it is when he dunks. It's fantastic. I love great defense in the NBA, and I know it's not something we see a ton, but I'll take those spectacular blocks. I don't know how I feel about Victor Wembanyama yet because it looks too easy for him because he's just so tall.
Just barely patting it.
But you get short guy climbing the ladder to make a block like Edwards.
Oh, love those.
Yeah, I can get with that. Potential play-in preview. Blazers at Suns on Sunday. I'm going to take the Blazers to go into Phoenix and get a win. This whole Matt Ishbia thing has me rooting against the Suns anyways, but I just don't believe in this team. It's not a whole lot differently constructed than the team that won 30 games last year, and I know they've already made it to, their over-under for wins this year. I'm going to need to see more from the Suns. I've watched them play a couple times this year, and I don't know if I buy it.
Was it their owner that was?
Yeah, Ishbia was out calling all the losers.
If your owner is the one that's getting all the shine while your team is still playing games, not a good look.
And Devin Booker's your star. He can't even beat a crippled guy in the three-point contest. Come on, Book. Be better. This one I'm actually really excited about. The final one I had to put it on for Monday. Because we're kind of on the NFL schedule, right? So we'll finish it off with Monday night. How about this? Spurs at Pistons. You said you like Cade Cunningham. You like him as much as you like Wemby and company? Stephon Castle going out there and ripping some people up?
The first play of the All-Star game, Wemby tipped the ball over to a player, immediately picks out Cade Cunningham as the mismatch.
Yep.
And then dunks on him for the opening points.
So?
I'll take Wemby.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that'll be the tiebreaker. Oh, almost forgot. Bonus one on there. I forgot that this was the opening of the Timbers. Now, Timber season starts. I want to try to embrace soccer. We're now the home of the Timbers. That's part of the reason. There's been multiple times where I've tried to support the Portland Timbers, and I just haven't made it all the way. Tomorrow we have another bonus happy hour. I've invited Patrick Harris. We need to get him some soccer-related middle name, Patrick Footy Harris or whatever, something. I don't know if that's it.
We'll find it.
But I've invited him in. We're going to talk through some of this. I don't know much about the MLS. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe I need to find like a key rival. Maybe I should start rooting for a different team so I can be an antagonist. Maybe get some advice from Danny Meringue. I need to figure out why they do the things the way they do it. So he's going to join us tomorrow. So we'll figure that out. But that game is on there as well. So go to any of the fan socials, play Take Your Pick along with us. If you win, we'll invite you on the show next Thursday to join us to go through the picks with us. And right now we need to do one more for the road with, I've got a story that is real bizarre. If you were getting free rent in New York City, do you think you'd be so greedy that you would ruin that opportunity?
No.
Well, we'll talk about it next when we do one more for the road. This is Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
Luke Anderson.
All right, it's not the buzz. It is the, what are we doing now? Oh, one more for the road. Casey is trying his best. It has been identified that it is not his fault, but I'm still blaming him for any technical errors that we've had for the entire program. This never would have happened with a different producer, just so you know. But I still love you, brother. What are people saying on the fan text line or the YouTube chats that we need to address here, young man?
Got a lot of people talking about our technical difficulties that we're seeing.
What? I'm shocked to hear that. Usually our listeners are so understanding when things don't go perfectly well. I'm shocked to hear that.
And then people loved our Margot Robbie comment.
Oh,
she never lies.
Yeah, I mean, she never lied to me.
Never lied to me.
I'm not saying she never lies. But in all of the interactions that I've had with Margot Robbie, she has never once said anything that I have found to be untrue. So, hey, listen, she's, in my book, she's about as reliable as they get. So I'm good with her. In a tenant law where he checked into a hotel room for one night in 2018 and stayed there for years without paying rent. But now he has just pled guilty to end the legal saga. He pled guilty to fraud after staying for years rent-free in Manhattan in a hotel called the New Yorker Hotel. He got greedy, and he forged documents saying that he was the rightful owner of the property. That got him in hot water. Now he's going to get, I assume, free rent in a different location called incarceration. So could you imagine figuring out a way, and I'm sure he just got nothing but dirty looks from the staff, and everybody knew what he was up to. I can't imagine that it was a real pleasant existence, but he had free rent in New York. He had outsmarted the system, and he got greedy. It's the tale as old as time. People just get so dumb. But yeah, he checked in for one night for $200, and he said that he wanted to rent the entire hotel out, and somehow figured out a loophole to just stay there by keep asking for things that were so exorbitant that they couldn't deliver, that he just stayed there and stayed there and stayed there. And I'm reading through this story, and it just blows my mind that, how do you screw that up? Buddy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, enjoy the Winter Olympics tonight. I'm watching it right now. If you are not in a position to watch any of these highlights, I don't want to give anything else away, but there have been some great moments on my television. It is as fun a sporting tournament as you will find. NBA is back tonight, so we're going to get into that final stretch, headed towards one of the best tournaments in sports. The NBA playoffs are fantastic. Big thanks to everybody that's playing along with Take Your Pick. Thank you, Casey Smith. And thank you, Isaac Ropp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.
Always look on the right side of life.